No code, no blueprint, and no gas were used to make this third-person shooter gameplay. That's right, we're sharing a mass hallucination and early access to a new tool. In the last video, I set up character movement, and now I'll show you how I made the weapon. First, I created a new graph named weapon, and I gave it a skeletal mesh. Next, I renamed the default state to detached, and then added a new state named attached. In this state, I added an attached service and created a new attached protocol. In detached, I added an attachable service to indicate this entity is attachable, and so its transition can use the onAttach event. I also gave the detached state a static transform so it can be placed in the world when detached. Back in the player graph, I added a new state machine for a pickup ability, with a transition to pickup on key pressed. Notice how it requires a local player, which it auto-bound using the local player in scope. Next, in the pickup state, I added a new scene query service and created a new query called right-hand attachable that only matches entities that are attachable via the attach protocol made earlier. This query needs to be distance limited, so I added a new blueprint function that takes a distance unit and self and target transforms for inputs. The function finds the distance between the two transforms and compares them with the distance unit converted to a raw float. In the query, I bound a query condition with the new function, and then bound a distance user property to the function. Back in the player graph, I added a new attach slot named right-hand with the same attach protocol as the weapon and query, and bound its visual representation to the gun grip socket on the character mesh. Finally, the pickup ability has scene query results attached to the hand slot. Now my player can pick up the weapon, but it doesn't look like they want to use it. To correct this, I started by having the attach protocol expose the local player to the child, and also expose an animation interface with the name item. Next, in the weapon graph, I promoted the attached state to its own state machine. This state machine transitions to a fire state on left mouse button held, and transitions back to inactive after 66 milliseconds, giving it a fully automatic fire mode. In the fire state, I added a Niagara service for the muzzle flash, and set the attach point to the muzzle, then added a montage service for playing a fire animation via the item animation interface. For blending, the blueprint also expects a firing gameplay tag. Up in the attached state, I added an animation layer for the player to properly hold the rifle. Finally, in the player graph, I assigned the mesh to the attached slot's bindings and adjusted the camera offsets. Now my player properly holds and fires the rifle. In the next video, I'll show you how I added bullets and a reticle so there's no doubt